John Astronomy from Talking Metal here at the Gibson Guitar Showroom in New York City with legendary guitar player Ace Frehley. What's up, Ace?
How's it hanging, John?
Not too bad. So, Ace, we are going to talk about the brand new album Anomaly, which you played me the other day, and it is amazing. But I first have to tell you that I got to thank you for over 20 plus years you went out of your way to be cool to me, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I remember you coming backstage at the Kiss shows with your mom and dad. I mean, that's how long ago it was.
Yep. Let's talk some Anomaly. Now, this is your first solo album in 20 years, and most Kiss fans know that your solo album from Kiss was the most successful of all four. Did you have pressure because you had to live up to that success?
Somewhat. I mean, you don't do a studio album in 20 years. It better be, you know, what everybody's expecting. I believe I've delivered the goods. I'm real happy with the way the mixes turned out. I couldn't feel better about this product right now. I kind of feel right now the way I felt after I mixed that first solo album with New York Groove on it. I kind of like was listening to it in my car and I said, this is the shit. And I kind of feel that way again 31 years later.
There's so many great tracks on the record. One of my favorites is Pain in the Neck, and what was really cool is back in the recording process when you were at Schoolhouse Studios in Manhattan, I delivered a bass down to you guys.
Oh, I remember that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you let me hear an instrumental track. You sang it just to me like off of a sheet of paper, and that was a killer experience, man. I love that tune. What is the inspiration behind Pain in the Neck?
You know, my wife actually thought it was about her. But you know, it's probably I probably wrote that about all the women I've known who have sometimes been a pain in the neck from time to time.
Now, Genghis Khan, that is a track that really reminds me of, that's like a song remains the same vibe to it, and there's some great acoustic work at the beginning.
I actually developed that in 2004 at my other home in Pleasantville. I just wrote that on an acoustic guitar, and amazingly enough, when I wrote it, I kind of pictured everything that's on it right now. It was all in my head, but you know, it took 5 years to get it down. I'm doing everything on that, except, you know, I have a couple of gals singing backgrounds on it, and Anton's playing drums. Anton did a fabulous drum track on that.
No doubt about it. And you mentioned you have some special guests, and Meatloaf's daughter, Pearl, is on Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that was kind of an afterthought. I was in LA and I was hanging out with John 5, and I said, hey, you think you can find me a studio and get some girls to sing on Genghis Khan? He didn't know what I was talking about, but you know, a few hours later he had set the whole thing up, and Pearl came over, and John found another gal. We gotta find out her name. Sweet girl.
One of the tunes on the record, Sister, is a song that you've had and you've played live before, and I'm so glad that it finally is on a record.
Well, you know, I read my fan mail and I listen to what the fans say, and everybody really wanted me to do that song.
One of the closing tunes on the record, the track is called Fractured Quantum, and this is the fourth song in the Fractured Mirror series. How did you come up with a brand new version of it?
You know, I've always had different guitar parts and snippets, and that's kind of the way all those instrumentals come about. You know, you start with one part and then you take another part, and then I pulled another part from a different song and I incorporated it in Fractured Quantum. I also used the same guitar effect I used in Fractured Mirror, where I used the double neck. You know, I'm playing the figure on one neck, but I'm using the pickup on the other neck. So basically you're just picking up the bell resonance sound of the figure I was playing, and I ended the track with that. Pretty cool.
So speaking of Gibson guitars, we're here at the Gibson showroom, and you are working on a brand new signature model. And your signature model, I think, was the highest selling signature model to date.
That's what I'm told.
And it's a beautiful, I have two of them. I have this one here, which is the rare Blue Silver Sunburst Epiphone version. Ace, you've got the one and only Gibson version of this, and then I've got one of the beautiful custom shop Cherry Sunburst.
Mine's in California, so I was using it on the shoot out there. If it wasn't out there, it would definitely be it today.
Yeah, so Ace, tell me about the new one.
Well, the new one's going to be a Blue Burst, you know, flame top with special Gibson humbucking pickups and some interesting features. I think on the headstock is going to be kind of the the image that's on my CD cover, you know, on Anomaly. So I think it looks great, and I'm just waiting for them to put the finishing touches on so we can reveal it to the world.
So after the record comes out in September, do you have plans to take it out on the road?
Absolutely. Yeah, we don't have a tour booked at this point. We're just, you know, trying to put it all together, and I'm sure by the fall we'll have something in place.
Taking it to a little bit of a different direction here. I, last name Astronomy, have been a UFO fanatic forever. I researched UFO landing sites, and I want to hear about UFO activity in your area, because you're obviously from outer space, and I imagine you're trying to keep tabs on you down here.
Yeah, well, I'm in the Hudson Valley, and if you're a UFO buff, then you would absolutely know of all the activity that's going on around where I live. So I see UFOs all the time, you know. I mean, I kind of think one landed in my backyard one night, because I woke up in my house with the front door open, halfway in the house and halfway out of the house, and I had a dream that they landed in the backyard. I wasn't sure, and then when I went into the backyard and looked at the grass, it seemed like there was a circular thing there. So, you know, who knows?
Perfect, Ace. I believe in that stuff, and I've went to several different landing sites. I've gotten as close to Area 51 as you can actually get without, you know, being arrested.
When are they going to give tours of that joint?
I know, not right now they should.
I mean, I want to go, man. I want to see the real deal.
So Ace, you played me the track Outer Space, which is going to be the first single on Anomaly. And
it's also on the commercial.
Absolutely, the commercial is amazing. So here's my take, and you tell me if I got
it. It's more staccato, and you choke it.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. Can we play it together?
Sure.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.